truly an honor to be joined right now by Melissa. Not the Melissa that we're covering in Haiti, but Melissa here in the U.S. Matter of fact, she's the representation of our community, of our country to the world. What is it you're talking about, James? Of course, we're talking about Miss Universe. And we are here in town just for her to have a great interview with her. Melissa, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, when I saw the picture, I said, oh my God, she is the prettiest person I've ever seen representing Haiti. But now I see you face to face. I'm like, wow, we have a chance to win.
We have a chance. We have a chance. This has been destined. This has been the journey, and that is the goal.
And you are not new to the crown, right?
No.
You've done it before in Boston.
Yes.
Now you want to represent Haiti.
Yeah.
Tell us about the why behind that motivation.
Yeah, so the why actually started from the inspiration of a different country. So when I was 16 years old, I'd come back from high school and Miss Universe was randomly on TV. So to forefront, I don't even have a pageant background. Miss Universe was just randomly on TV. I was watching it. I felt very mesmerized and drawn to what I was seeing. And I remember the woman who won was Zosie of South Africa. And she had beautiful dark skin and she wore her natural hair and it was short. I grew up in a predominantly white town in the suburbs of Massachusetts, still a very cultural state with a very large Haitian population. But again, the area that I lived in, I was the only girl that looked like me. And when I saw Zosie and the way that she spoke about where she came from, the way she embraced her skin color, the way she spoke into the camera and told all young girls who was watching the camera to believe in yourself, to embrace your hair, embrace your culture. I remember they had B-roll of her village in South Africa, and it reminded me of where my mom is from in Belader, Haiti. Yeah. It reminded me of my grandma's house and her yard, and I felt proud. I felt this pride that I hadn't felt in a very long time, and to see her on a national stage, on my television, feeling like she was speaking through me, I felt that something was placed on my heart. I always say it's God. And by the time that the credits were rolling, I knew I was going to do it. And I remember my mom was sitting next to me. I looked at her and she looked at me at the same time. And I said, I'm going to do that. She goes, you're going to do that. 6 years later, here I am. I said, I'm going to Miss Universe and I get to represent Haiti. I get to bring a positive change and global change to our nation. And this is legendary. You know, we haven't competed since 2022. So I definitely feel an immense amount of honor to do this, and I'm very, very prideful.
Representing Haiti at Miss Universe, as you mentioned earlier, Haiti is predominantly dark, black skin, majority of the population.
Right.
You representing Haiti as that true beauty.
Yes.
What does that mean as a message you want to send to Black Haitian women to say you are beautiful the way you are?
Black Haitian women are incredible. And you know what? Not even just Black, because Haitians look like a lot of different things. I think that's something that's very wonderful about Haitians. I saw a post recently. Haitians can be of any skin color. You know, that's what it means to embrace culture and to embrace where you come from. But to them, I say that you are beautiful, you are capable, and you are worthy. Your skin color and the attributes that you have will not set you back. You are capable, you are worthy of achieving any goal and anything you see. If it is for you, it will be for you, and just, you know, come to life with that vision, but never let who you are or where you come from hold you back.
I don't want to be biased as Haitian American journalist, but could you share with our viewers, why do you think you will be the winner?
I think I will be the winner because I am legendary in being a dynamic leader. And I feel that I've shown that in many ways. For example, as 18 years old, as an 18-year-old, a freshman in college, I obtained my first job for one of America's leading sports network as an 18-year-old and freshman in college, you know, and balancing that and balancing pageantry. I'm a former Miss Massachusetts as well. I also think that it's important to be able to indulge in all cultures and bring them together, because something I can't hide is that I am American. But guess what? Massachusetts has a large Haitian population. It starts with Florida, then Massachusetts and New York. Haitians are in every corner of the globe. So it is important to represent not only Haiti itself, but where Haiti is throughout the universe.
Melissa, I want to take the time for you to share the heritage of the Haitian history, the culture, the food.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Oh my gosh, you say the food, I'm getting hungry. It means everything. You know, when you say that, I feel peace because I think about being home. I think about my grandma making dia sospoa, banan peze. I think about my mom being in the kitchen and making me food and, you know, our family being together, speaking Haitian Creole. It's everything. You know, it's home and it's embracing who you are. I love being here in Little Haiti because I'm looking around everywhere and it reminds me of Haiti. It reminds me of home. So, you know, to that question, I say, you know, embrace it all. It's beautiful. And I feel at peace when you say that.
Let's talk about the mix of culture, right?
Yes.
Your parents Haitian, you born, grew up here.
Yeah.
How you merge this two? At home, I'm truly Haitian. Outside, I am American. That happens to
Oh,
me all the
I
time
know, isn't it
myself,
crazy?
right?
Sometimes I'll even be talking and it's like I'm saying something I want to say in English and then I say in Haitian Creole. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, my friend's like, what are you saying? You
Yeah.
know? But you know what? I think for me, doesn't matter where I am. I'm Melissa Queenie Sapini. I'm Haitian American. I am both. It's not that when I'm home, I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian when I leave home. So for example, any and everything I've done when I was 18 years old, I went back to Haiti before I started this pageant journey because I really wanted to connect with my roots. I lived in Haiti when I was younger. I went to school there. But you know, when you're older, that's when you have a matured mind and you really appreciate certain things. So it's important for me to go back and to connect with roots, to know where I come from because I always knew I was going to be on the international stage. I knew it. So I knew that I needed to know how to represent, where to represent, and what my message would be. So for me, it was very, very important to just go back home and embrace that. But to your question, sorry, I'm like talking so much. It doesn't matter where I go. I am Haitian. So going back there and posting on my Instagram about my interviews that I did there, or being at school and being a proud Haitian American and anything I do, you know, having projects about Haiti. If we have a project, how can I loop it back to my culture? In pageantry as Miss Massachusetts, it wasn't because I was someone from America who lives in Massachusetts. I am Haitian American and that's what I'm representing because in my state, there's a lot of women and men like me. And it's important to represent that because I knew the people in Haiti would be watching. We didn't have a representative for 2 years. So I felt it was my calling to do what I could, even as Miss Massachusetts, to represent the Haitian culture as well.
Melissa, you have so many hats. One of
So
them,
many.
you're a journalist.
Yeah.
And I know that you are following Haiti closely, a
Yes.
country that is dear to your heart.
Yeah.
When you're looking at Haiti right now, what
Yeah.
comes to mind?
When I look at it, I feel like I don't see unity. I need to see more unity and I want to see more positivity. You know, especially being here, we hear the things about our country and it puts me down because I know we're better than that. We are beautiful. We are resilient. We are powerful. If we can come together as one nation, not even the nation, but the Caribbean itself, we are powerful. We are impactful. I think about all the wonderful Haitians that I've met in Haiti and again in every corner of the globe. There's so much that we have to offer and I want to see it. I don't want to just see it on the global stage. I want to see it in doctors' offices. I want to see it in the post office. You know what I mean? I want to see people proud of where they come from, no matter where they are, representing Haiti and our resilience.
Your mom, a cheerleader.
Yes.
And not only a cheerleader, but also
Yeah.
Omunki Fubu Haiti, right? She's
Oh,
crazy
no,
about
she's
Haiti.
crazy. Yep.
So now I want to hear it from you.
Yes.
I know that she's watching.
Mm-hmm.
What is your hope for mom's country, for your country, Haiti?
Oh, my hope is that we can radiate. I want people to know Haiti nous l'a toujours. They need to know we're still here. We are a powerhouse country. We are, again, beautiful, resilient. We go after crowns. We go after championships. Like right now, I'm following the World Cup. It makes me excited. It's like this fire is igniting. I want that ignition to keep going. I want it to be big. So for me, it's so important to represent my mom's country, my grandmother's country. And I'll have you know, my mom is a former queen of the National Carnival of Haiti, 1998. So it runs in the blood. So this not only feels like a calling, but a blessing that has always been within me. And even before I was born, I think this was destined from the moment my grandma and everyone before her came. So it's a beautiful full circle. Throughout this entire journey, there's been so many little moments where I'm like, everything's just so aligned right now. You know, it doesn't make sense. But I feel like when something doesn't make sense and everything's moving so quickly, that's when you're going to have the best results. So I feel it in my heart that, again, this is a calling. I knew it at 16. I knew that I'd be doing this. I didn't know what country I'd be representing, but I will say, I do believe that I can make a more positive and impactful change representing Haiti.
We are so honored and happy that you're representing Haiti at
Thank
Miss
you.
Universe.
Yeah.
I want to take the opportunity to allow you to share some thoughts about your parents, because before doing the interview, I asked folks, they're like, I want to know about her parents.
Yeah.
Who are their parents?
Yeah.
Tell me more about your parents.
So I was raised by my grandmother and my mom. My mom is the hardest working person I know. She raised me as a single mother. She comes from Belader, as well as my grandmother as well. And I'll have you know, I'm 22 years old right now. My mom came here to the United States at 22, seeking a better life. So when I talk about full circles, I mean, imagine she came to this country going to Massachusetts, and little did she know her daughter would be a former Miss Massachusetts and now representing her country of Haiti. That's huge. My mom, ever since I was little, has always shared the importance of what it means to embrace who I am, whether it's my culture, food, what I look like. Because like I mentioned to you, I grew up in a town where I struggled with that. And it was always my mom nagging me, being like, you need to know who you are. You know, your skin, it's beautiful, all of it, that positive mindset. And when you're younger, you don't listen to your parents. But now I'm older and I'm like, you know what? She was so right. So I honestly, I do this for her. I do this for my grandma. When I was 7 years old, my grandma, actually a very beautiful story. My grandmother had 9 children. She had 9 children. And unfortunately, when my mom was born, my mom's father died. So my grandma, I mean, how is she going to take care of all these children? So she was a market woman. They were living in Belader. She would go all the way to Port-au-Prince just to work so she could make money. So the mom of the family ended up being my mom's older sister, which was the firstborn, and that's who was raising the family. So because my grandmother never got the opportunity to really raise my mother when I was born, she took it upon herself to leave Haiti and move to the States to raise me. So I've been brought up by amazing, wonderful woman. My mom and my grandma are amazing. My grandma's so funny. She's a church-going woman, saying every day, you know, she's saying her Béni soit l'Éternel, you know, all the time, always praying with me and always just speaking life into me. I will say something that's very important about my platform through literacy as Miss Universe Haiti is that when I was 7 years old, I realized that my grandmother could not read and write. And you know, you grow up with parents and you feel like they're your superheroes because they're doing everything for you. And seeing my mom's sacrifices as a single mother, my grandmother's sacrifices, what couldn't they do? You know what I mean? So I remember walking to the kitchen. My uncle was visiting from Haiti. He also was very involved with education. And he was standing next to her and she was sitting down, and I felt like I walked into a classroom. So as I walked in, I see a bunch of papers on the kitchen island, and it looked like things I had been doing at school because, like I said, I'm 7 years old. And I'm looking at a paper that's in front of my grandmother. She has a pen, and in dotted letters, it says Christina Jogarin, as in, you know, you're trying to trace it out to write the alphabet or your name. And as the pen is in her hand is shaking, and she's trying to write, but she cannot write her name. That to me was life-changing. I can explain to you what I felt, but I knew I had to do something because I was like, my grandma can't write her name? Are you kidding? We call her Madame Boss. Like, what do you mean Madame Boss can't write her name? So I remember I went to private school at the time. So I'd come home with all of my reading, my grammar, my homeworks, and I would do them with my grandmother every night. We would watch PBS Kids together. Things like Dora, all these little things that are for children, right? And we started to learn together. And eventually, through teaching her, she learned how to write her first and last name. She could go into a pizza shop and order a slice of pizza for herself. Like that to me, I didn't realize how big that was until I watched Miss Universe when I was 16 years old. And I realized all these things that I've had as a first generation growing up, these experiences, this journey has been for a reason. Literacy has to be my platform. 55% of Haiti is illiterate. My grandmother is a part of that as well. Now she's older, so, you know, when you get older, you lose touch of the things that you learned. 55% of our nation, I mean, that is unacceptable. That has to change. So if the change I can do can be speaking on television and talking about literacy crisis in Haiti, we need to change that. So that story with my grandmother was extremely impactful and is my why. So sorry that
Wow.
was a long
That's a
answer,
great story
but
because
it's
I
the
take time
journey.
to listen to it because your story is so similar to so many Haitians living in Haiti, but Haitian Americans as well living
Yes.
here in the US.
Yep.
Well, it's shown the connection that you are uh, deeply enriched in the Haitian community. You talk
100%.
about your mom, your grandma. I wanted to know the impact
Yeah.
of the absence of your dad in your life.
Oh, huge. And you're actually the first person to ask me that. Huge. I mean, I didn't grow up with my father, you know what I mean? And I can't explain to you what necessarily I'm missing by not having a Haitian father because my mom was the mom and the dad. She put in every single role. Of course, there was my grandmother, but she did everything. So when I say Haitian women are resilient, and I have seen my mom struggle, and the way that she has come up, the way she is now, the woman that I am, the siblings that I have, the people that are around us, it says so much about who we are. So you know what? I may have not grown up with my father, but I've come out to be a strong, wonderful woman. And that's not because of me. That's because of who my mom and my grandmother raised. But more specifically, my mom has sacrificed for me. She's poured into me. I wanted to do ballet when I was younger. She put me in the best ballet school and she worked 3 or 2 different jobs. She was a dental assistant at the time, and then she would work at a nursing home. To be in the private school where I was able to bring my homework just to teach my grandmother, my mom worked multiple jobs as well. So when we talk about parents, when we talk about the people that raise us, it is so important. It starts at home. And I come from strong women. And there's a lot of strong women in Haiti and every corner of the country where Haitians are and that we're represented.
We call them strong women. I call them warriors. I call them models
Warriors.
that we
Yes.
have. They play both roles,
Yeah.
father figure
Yeah.
and the mother at the same time.
Yeah.
But you now growing up, you understand the importance of father figure. What would you
Yes.
say to a young girl now struggling the same fight, right? Living without a father?
Honestly, I would just tell her that it makes you stronger. I mean, I can remember being young and feeling like something was missing or like seeing all these other people. Again, like where I grew up, everyone had a mom, everyone had a dad. I'm thinking about why am I at school at a parent-teacher conference and my mom can't be there because she's working so hard. Someone else should be able to be there for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But there were so many people within our village that always showed up for me, showed up for my mom. And I think about them. I think about the families that took me in like their own when my mom couldn't and she was at work and couldn't pick me up. So even though you may not have that father figure, rely on the people around you, rely on that village. And I think sometimes with that village, you feel like, why is it like this? Like, why do I have to rely on people like this? It's important because as you get older, as you come into opportunities such as this one, you realize that these people needed to replace that father figure for a reason, and you appreciate people more. My appreciation for people that I may not know, that I do know, is huge. So I think it's just a big part of that, that connection of humanity. It goes down just as deep as that.
I wanted to ask the last question, Melissa, is what would be the message you want to send to irresponsible father out there? We have so many,
Yeah.
not only in the African American
Irresponsible or
community,
responsible?
irresponsible in the Haitian American community, also Haitians as well.
Yeah.
They just think that, okay, we have a child somewhere and they abandon the child. What would be your message to them?
Do better. Do better. Because when I also think of Haitian women, I think of struggle. And I shouldn't have to think of struggle with resilience. That doesn't make sense. Why is it that we have to struggle in order to be resilient? You know what I mean? So they need to do better, because imagine what having a father figure would be in a child's life. If I can prosper like this without having a father figure, imagine what having both your parents in the house would be. 2 times the culture, 2 times the support. You need to do better. Be there for our women. Uplift us. It's so important. It's so important to just be embraced. And because, when we get older, we need to know that we are wanted and that we are known. And I want Haitian women to know you are wanted, you are known, as well as resilient, but you should not have to struggle. And that is up to the men of our nation to make sure that they are important father figures, brothers, uncles. And I have amazing uncles who have shown up for me and been my dad. Every single one of them. Like I mentioned, my grandma has 9 kids. I mean, I can't tell you, every single day they're checking in on me. They're telling me, have you slept? They know I'm not sleeping. They're like, Yvonne, make sure Melissa's sleeping. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
Haitian parents.
No, seriously.
Yes.
So, when we talk about father figure, like when you asked me that question, I was kind of caught off guard because I don't even think about that. I've had so many people fill in that role for me, but especially my uncles. They fight for me. Most of them are all in Haiti. They'll call me through WhatsApp, always send me positivity, even outside of pageantry. Yeah. It really is up to that because they make me feel like I'm wanted. They make me feel like that I'm good enough. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's so important, whether you're a father figure, a grandparent, brother, uncle, cousin, whatever it is, uplift us. We need it.
I know that your mother, even my mother, elle dit, ti petite, ou son ti moun béni. C'est ça qu'il faut que tout le monde sache. You are blessed. That's why you have that entourage.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you a very tough question to end. Yeah. There's an opportunity.
Yeah.
If you wanted to send a message to your father now, what would it be?
Oh. You know what? I would say to him, look at this. You know what I mean? You missed out on this. You missed out on the journey that led up to this. You missed out on my crowning moment, and you're going to miss out on my crowning moment as Miss Universe. I'm representing Haiti now. I'm going to represent the entire globe. You don't call me, you don't know me, everyone else will.
That is so deep. And it comes from your heart as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think about, sorry.
Take your time, I know.
There's something when I think about my dad, I think about how I was little. And I remember I was waiting for him to pick me up, And you have divorced parents. They kind of do off weekends. And I remember I put on this beautiful dress. It was this big, beautiful dress. It was green. And it had flowers that looked like hibiscuses. And I had this like bun. And I remember we had like this bay window. And my mom said my dad was coming to pick me up. And I was so excited because I never saw him. And I so badly, I want a dad. And I remember sitting at the window. And I sat there for hours. And he never showed up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think about when I think about my dad. He never showed up. So I think, I don't think he'll ever know how much it hurt me.
Yeah.
But I will say that it made me strong and that I'm going to show to people that you can come from a one-parent household or even be raised by a grandparent. Doesn't matter who it is. It's up to your village. And I've had the best. And it shows. I'm 22 years old and I've done all these things. And the only reason why I'm handling it the way I am is because of the people around me, but more specifically my mom. So you know what? Here I am and the world will know.
And that's the reason why we created this show while Melissa is clearing up a little bit, is to show you that we have a lot of strong women in our community. And they overcome a lot of struggles in order for them to bring you a smile, in order for them to representing you well. In that case, we have Melissa, very confident, smart, journalist, and so many other titles to show you there is a way. You also watching that show to understand that no matter what you're dealing with, you could be as pretty as her. You could be as strong, as powerful. But most importantly, you could have parents, a village, we call it in the Haitian community, to support you in what you do. Melissa, I really appreciate that interview, and I really appreciate the strength that you have.
Thank you.
And the confidence that you bringing not only to Miss Universe, but also to the entire nation.
100%.
We have a very, as you said it earlier, a broken nation.
Yes.
Young men, young women needed to hear messages from you, people like you. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you to cheer it up and say, hey, there we go. That's my friend right here representing Haiti so well. And I wanted to say congratulations earlier on you representing Haiti. No matter what it is, I know you will learn from there and you will grow. You will be way much better. And I can't wait to have probably some tom-tom in,
please.
for you to try that.
Yes, I'd love that. And also one thing I want to say, especially to the country, it starts with us. We can't be waiting for anyone else to help us. The way we're going to fix our broken country is by utilizing what God has given us. For me, that has been pageantry. For you, it's going to be something else. Utilize it. It starts within our nation.
Melissa, you're the best. Thank you again.
Thanks.
And thank you as well for watching that amazing show. We wanted to keep it in English to show you that when you're representing Haiti at that level, you do need to speak so well like Melissa, but also have that confidence, have that strength, and also to understand that it doesn't matter if you're Haitian, it doesn't matter if you're American. Once you educate your kids so well, you can do great things. I'm James Pierre. We'll see you next time. Take care.